Okay, so this is 6.5, making decisions using trigonometry. So in our questions, and especially on the test, I won't tell you which formula to use. I won't tell you if it's sine law or cosine law, or you should use SOHCAHTOA or Pythagorean theorem. So it's important that you know when to use each one. So here I'm going to show you the things you need to look for if you want to use the sine law or the cosine law. So how do you know which one to use? The first one is use the sine law when you are given. So just as a reminder, the sine law is A over sine A, B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. When you're solving, you only use two of the ratios, but they're all equal to each other. Of course, it can be flipped, so the signs can be on top also. So, or sine A over A is equal to sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. Okay, to use the sine law, you need to have one complete ratio. You need to have one complete ratio. So one of your ratios has to be complete. You need to know the side and the angle for one of them. So there's two examples. If you are looking for an angle, so say you're looking, so let's say this is A, B, C, so this would be angle C. If you're looking for angle C, you need to know side C, and you need to know one complete ratio, so either the A or the B. So let's say this is 30 and this is 10, so this is 7. So you need to know at least one complete ratio. This would be the complete ratio here. You have the angle A and the side A, and then you also need to know one of the sides. So in essence, you need to know an angle and two sides. Angle and two sides. The other example that you can have for triangle ABC is that you have two angles and a side. So if you're given two angles, like this is 40, this is 50, and let's say this is 10, and you're looking for C, this would be your complete ratio right here. You have your angle B and your side B, and you need to have one other angle to find your other side. So this is a side and two angles. And then once you have this too, you can also find your other angle by using the 180. Okay, so that's the two different scenarios you need when using the sine law. For the cosine law, to use the cosine law, so as a reminder, a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of a, or you can write it, rearrange it, and have cos a by itself. If you had cos a by itself, it would be b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. So in the first example, if you're finding an angle, or sorry, to find a side, to find a side, you need two sides and a contained angle. So that means you would need, if you had two sides, and this was 60 degrees, you would need two of the sides and the contained angle. So the angle would need to be right in the middle. this is angle ABC, and you're trying to find A. What is A? If you're looking for the side, you need two sides and a contained angle. To find an angle, you need to have all three sides to do that. So you need all three sides. So if you're looking for angle A here, ABC, you would need to know all three sides. So 10, 12, say 15, okay? You would need to know all three sides to be able to use your equation. So in the examples here, I have 4 examples. Here we're looking for angle B and we have all three sides. Well, that's just what we did here, so we'd be using the cosine law. Here we're looking for side E, and we have two sides and an angle. If you look here in the sine law, you do need two sides and an angle, but one of them has to be a complete ratio. And you can see here that we do not have a complete ratio. So the other one that we could have is two sides and a contained angle, which is what we have, two sides with the angle right in between them. So again, this is the cosine law. And it's just like this example here. So here we have two angles and a side. Now you can see here that none of these is for the cosine law, but that does correspond with the sine law, two angles and a side. So we do have two angles and a side. However, we do not have one complete ratio. So to do that, you're going to have to find angle S. Okay, so that is the sine law. You would use the sine law, but you need to find angle S first. And you do that by doing 180 minus the 22 minus the 89, and that will give you S, which will give you your complete ratio. So there's one step beforehand first. And in the last question here, we have an angle that we're looking for, and we have an angle on two sides. You can see here that this is our complete ratio, so we can use the sine law.